caller. Welcome, you bad motherfuckers, to the UFC 236 preview show, live from DIMtv Studios. Your host, Dim, truly, rocking here with my friend and co-host. Y'all already know the deal, Zhenya, aka Master Chief, as some of you might know him. How's it going, my friend?
Fresh. Good, man. Good to see you, brother.
For sure,
ready,
for sure.
Ready to kick it, talk about some fights.
Yeah, how was your weekend? We didn't really have a UFC event, but it went not without some events. And namely, did you see the fight between Lobov and Knight?
Yeah, actually, I got kind of crunk and watched that whole event, man. Bare knuckle boxing it's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I like sometimes watching it, fighting without the grappling aspect, especially when it's guys like Artem, because Artem gets taken down and he's not very good on the ground with his T-Rex arms, but he's pretty decent standing. He's not great by any means. I mean, he's still slightly better than amateur level, but man, that was a fun fight.
Yeah, that rule set just really kind of caters to the kind of fighting that Artem likes to do, and those two guys put it out online and made for some exciting violence for us to see. I was lucky to get back in the city quick enough to catch that, and along with the co-main event, quick knockout for Chris Lieben, something to see there as well.
Lieben's been doing fantastic, man. I think he's 2-0, both knockouts, about 1 minute.
Yeah, it just goes to show, hey, some rule sets will help and make some of these more aged fighters exciting again. There was also WrestleMania, which I did a little stream called The Reefermania, and I got fucking lit.
You won't believe this. I actually watched the shit.
You watched it?
You watched it. I haven't watched wrestling in like a decade.
Me
so
neither.
For me, it was a miss. I watched the whole fucking thing, but then again, I don't know what I'm judging. I just know that it wasn't a $60, $65 product on display, but it was fun. It was silly. I like seeing Brock come out first. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Well, they call it the greatest show on earth, and there were some good moments about it. I mean,
I like how they brought the old school guys out, kind of showed respect to the older guys of our day.
I think they do that every WrestleMania. Kind of have like a Hall of Fame induction. It's something UFC could learn. Well, they have already, because they adopted it and started doing a similar kind of thing. But WWE, man, they know how to put on a show. I'm not like the biggest fan, and I haven't been following it recently. But with Ronda and stuff being in there, I've been keeping my eye close to it.
I thought what was a miss was the main event. Ronda's not a believable character.
I think it was a solid match. Just the finish, wasn't what it could have been.
I twisted a little tight, but it'll probably get better.
That's all good. We'll loosen it up as we go. But I don't want to spend the whole time talking about WrestleMania. More so, let's get into this UFC 236, which is gonna be fucking outstanding. I mean, the prelim card, it's a little thin, but holy shit, it gets better, quicker as we get into the main card. And
classic rematch.
at the very top, you have the cream of the crop, baby. The cream of the crop.
You think about it, man. When they fought the first time, like this time, they're completely both guys are completely different.
For sure.
It's not even like relatable. I mean, Holloway was just like a young, scrawny kid back then. Now he's like one of the best of all time, probably the best featherweight of all time. I hold him above Aldo personally. I think he's done more in a short time.
I agree. My question to you is, they're both, no question about it, have come along such a long way.
We're starting from the top.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. Because I just got more to say about the top fights.
I've known this motherfucker like 20 years, big dog.
Yeah. This is one of my only and oldest friends. Homie here. But yo.
Alright, let's get back to these
Getting
fights.
back into Max Holloway, the question I had for you was like, who do you think improved more?
And that's what I've been battling in my head all week. I think they both kind of improved leaps and bounds. And To be honest, I hate when I do this because typically when I switch picks is wrong. But, and like to go further on that note, I haven't bet against either of these guys in a long time. In a long time.
Yeah, but now they
They're going head to head. So I've been kind of battling with myself. At the start of the week, I had Dustin Poirier. I can't really gauge who's improved more. Like Holloway came into UFC as like strictly a boxer. You know, he was just hands. He didn't have much else. And now he's got feared jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's an all-around fighter now. And his biggest quality is his endurance. He can outdog people. That's also one of Dustin's best qualities. It's like he's going to outlast you. And he's good everywhere the fight goes.
The big difference between them is like their pacing. Max kind of sets up for a longer match, and then he cranks it up. Whereas Dustin just goes balls to the wall and sees how you take it, and then he adjusts himself.
Max is kind of like a boxer, and he uses body shots very effectively. So, like you said, he keeps a slow pace, but he's trying to like slow you down essentially. I'm Ginger. Man, maybe the camera ain't. Oh, you're Ginger. I was like, what the fuck?
There is only one Ginger.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, shout outs to the chat. You bad motherfuckers, you.
But, yeah, I mean, they both have impeccable records. I feel like Max has done more eye-popping stuff in the last couple of years. You know, beating Alden twice was a big deal. And the way he did it was a big deal. But Dustin's got some pretty darn big wins under his name. I feel like he should have been challenging for this belt for a little while now. That's pretty fair.
Yeah, it's a position well earned. Most definitely.
How do you think Holloway's going to do at 155? This is a move up, but we just watched the weigh-ins, and Holloway looks bigger.
Exactly. I think he feels he feels out well for the division. I think the weight cut is actually going to be less detrimental for him, and he's going to go out there definitely not be at a disadvantage size-wise, and yeah. I'm so fucking excited for this fight.
I'm lit, man. You got a prediction, or? I'll tell you mine if you want me to go first.
I'm going to go with Max.
Yeah, that's what I changed my pick to. Just because he's been steady Eddie, man. He's hard to beat. And I think this fight comes down to who's got more dog in him. And I think
capitalize and take advantage of those. So Dustin's going to have to be on his P's and Q's.
Porier's
it's going to be a close fight to me, though. Like, I'm not going to be like Max by a large margin by any means. This is like 45, 55, maybe like 40, 40, 60 to me.
I think the line's pretty fair. They got Max as a minus 170 favorite. So that puts Dustin at like plus 140, plus 150, roughly.
How can Dustin win this match? We're going to play a little devil's advocate here.
He's got lots of ways. I mean, he can submit him, obviously. He's got a really good submission game. Black belt, eh? Fairly certain they both are, to be honest. But, I don't know, man. A veteran like that, he's got a lot of ways to win, even though it's Max. And, like, Max in our eyes is almost unstoppable.
Well, it's your main event. I'm definitely excited for this one. Not Intercontinental. I'm over here fresh off of WWE. Interim championship fight. Obviously, Whitaker. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking it up. Not Whitaker. This is lightweight fight.
Well, they are fighting for Whitaker's belt, so I see where you're coming from.
This would be the co-main event.
Yeah, it's going to be an interim title.
Yes, sir. Both of them are interims.
What you mean?
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's why I got confused.
Because Khabib's out. That's why Max Holloway Porier, because Khabib's out for a while. Was it because of that Conor suspension thing where he flew over and hit Dylan Dorcas?
Khabib, yes.
That's why he's out?
Yep.
And that's why they're fighting for interim? And this one is because Roberts has been out for a while and they're kind of sick of it. That makes sense, man. It's a good fight, though. I think Adesanya doesn't deserve it by any means. I mean, he's like the 5th through 7th maybe best in the division. So they like him, though, so they're pushing him up there. They're like, we'll push you past Paulo Costa, Romero, Jacare, all the motherfucking badasses.
Rockhold, just the guys that can really, like, size him up and grapple him. I don't argue with you there. He's kind of had an easy...
Motherfucking Rockhold moved up.
True.
He's fighting Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But you know, you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, they
He's
definitely
not fighting the lineman.
they definitely pushed him up, but they pushed him up with the thought in mind that he's a badass and he's going to capitalize on this type of situation. And he draws fans. I mean, they like his stupid talk.
Exactly. He's
they
good on
love
the
that shit.
mic. He's a young cat. He looks good in the octagon. He's fucking striking there, doing the Anderson Silva shit. Of course, they're gonna give him the quick pass to the top.
Yeah. And Kelvin's my boy. Me and Demo were talking about this a little bit earlier, man. I know both of us have kind of started watching him when he was on Tough, and he was last pick, man. Got nobody expected to do shit. And, did I never introduce myself?
Introduced you,
I'm Jenya, a.k.a. Fresh.
aka Master Chief,
Master
as he
Chief.
was dubbed in the last stream.
Oh, somebody dubbed me Master Chief? I was so drunk, man. I know when I was over at that fucking WrestleMania thing and we were smoking, they were calling me Wiz Khalifa because I never fucking stopped smoking the whole time. Yeah. Shit, man. When you old and you ain't got nothing better to do, man, you burn it up.
That's what's up. So who you got this? I think I already.
I mean,
have
I'm
a prediction
picking.
for
I'm
you.
picking with my heart. Israel's got a great kickboxing record, but like Michael Bisping always pointed out, man, kickboxing records are super inflated. Like those guys he's fighting could not make the UFC middleweight. They could not stand with a lot of the guys at UFC middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not as good. I mean, they're like less than men that he was fighting compared to the UFC brawlers, in my opinion. Now he did fight some beasts when he got to the top of when he was already like his last like 20 fights or so.
Yeah.
He was fighting hammers in the kickboxing game. But his first 60 fights, I mean, he was probably fighting cab drivers, substitute teachers.
The guys who are like journeyman in the sport.
He said, you spelled it close actually. It's you just no I. Both times. Oh, not the both times. The first time you spelled it.
His name is Chief, Master Chief.
It's
That's
correct.
all you need to know.
There's no I.
Yeah, you want to give him your last name too, following with the correct spelling and the
Oh
social.
Lord, I don't know about all that.
He docs you real quick.
Chris, the fights are on Saturday. I haven't looked it up. I can in a minute. Probably 8:00.
8:00 for the prelims, 10 for the main.
Or no,
safe to
probably
say
6 for the early prelims. Like you said, 8 prelims.
10 for the main card. Yep.
That's
Right.
a typical style. Well, I guess we can kind of deduce that by seeing where they're fighting. Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah,
Georgia.
I'd go with that time frame right there.
Georgia.
You got it, man. That was a good guess. Most people butcher it, put like a J or something. So much love. But yeah, I'm picking Kelvin, man. I'm guessing too much experience, too smart. He's not cocky like Israel, so he's gonna come with a game plan. He's gonna use it, you know. And the thing about Kelvin is he's got like it's almost a dumb fearless. Like he'll fight like a guy like Yakare. He'll be like, I know a little jiu-jitsu too. You know? Or like he'll fight like a great striker. He's like, I've been working on my hands with Raphael. Pretty nice.
Raphael is a fucking one of the greatest
He's a genius, yeah.
coaches there is. So that might be something to it.
But you gotta love a kid like that, his confidence, man. Like he's not scared of this
Full of piss and vigor still.
young skinny kid, man.
Yo, and he came in with the same attitude to the Ultimate Fighter. I've been a fan of him ever since the show, like we talked about.
Oh yeah.
He came in like complete dark horse. Nobody gave him a chance. He came, took the whole thing over.
He's a confident kid, but like I feel like to be a great MMA fighter, you have to be a little bit delusional, and I think he's super delusional, and that's what works for him. Man.
You got to be to an extent. You gotta have
Yeah.
just the supreme confidence, thinking you go out there any day of the week and beat the toughest sons of bitches there is in the rankings. So my prediction is gonna be Kelvin. I think we're a little bit both fanboys marking out over here.
Believe it or not, he's 2-1 underdog.
I'm gonna get to that in just 1 second, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so too.
My breakdown of this, I'm gonna try to make it real brief, is just Israel has not fought the caliber of a grappler that Kevin Gastelum is, And the kind of wrestling game he's going to bring here is going to throw some serious challenges to our boy Israel. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see.
We have no idea what Israel's wrestling or grappling game looks like. Because the one time it was supposed to be tested,
With Brunson,
Derek Brunson fought him like a complete idiot.
Yeah, it wasn't the most intelligent performance.
I was shocked when he ran at the fist.
Yeah, he chose to brawl instead of being more. And listen, I'm not there in the octagon. I can't, judge the man's. But I think that fight could have gone better for him.
I guess getting punches in the face really kind of changes the way that you go about things sometimes. I mean, like you said, I don't fight that much, so I don't know that much since like 7th grade. I'm 34 now, so yeah, I don't fight very often.
It's safe to say the winner of this goes to fight Robert Whittaker when he gets back later this year.
It's gotta be, unless he doesn't make a comeback. But I mean, Whittaker's earned his spot. Fighting fucking Beast Yoel twice, I mean, and then winning twice. That's something, man. That old man is strong and fucking athletic.
Who would you rather see fight Whittaker out of those two?
Considering I thought Yoel beat him last time, probably I'd have Yoel first, but then probably kill him. Like I said, I typically, I was telling you about this earlier. I didn't want to bring it on the show, but I typically don't dislike fighters. I dislike Israel. You know what I mean?
He's a little too cocky for you.
He's cocky. He talks that dumb shit, and he doesn't have respect for like the guys that put the sport where it is. He don't have respect for the guys that are killing the game right now. And like, I don't know. This is not really fair because all the things that I don't like about, now that I'm thinking about it, all the things that I don't like about Israel, I like about Kelvin. I guess Kelvin just doesn't vocalize it as much.
He is brash, but actually I like him on the mic. One thing I don't like is the fact that they kind of gave him a fast pass, but
that's what bothers me. I think you hit
why.
the hammer on the head right there. I think that's what really bugs me. I don't think he deserves that kind of fast track. I do think it's cool to see a guy with that vast of kickboxing experience. Mm-hmm. Like, we probably are never going to see a guy with that much kickboxing experience again. And if we do, he's probably going to have the same kind of success that Israel's got.
Yeah, but those are the two big fights that are headlining this pay-per-view. There's a couple of bangers on the undercard below these.
No, it's still the main. Are you talking about these?
Yeah, it's still an undercard.
Oh, undercard of the main.
Main.
This is the main card. Still. Getting towards the bottom of the main card, I think, is what Dean was implying.
Next fight.
Third fight from the top.
Yeah. Your boy Eric Endis versus Khalil Roundtree.
Hard one to call, man.
I can call one thing. It's going to be some guaranteed violence with this one.
It's going to be a banger, man. There's going to be a few bangers on it, but yeah, there's going to be some violence or an early finish. I mean, that's kind of an obvious prediction, but both these guys have the power and throwing reckless enough to do that.
Exactly, and they're both powerful. Khalil's got a bit of a, I don't want to say weak chin, but he's got knocked out before. He's been caught.
He lost the last fight, didn't he?
That's what I was talking about.
Super quick, too. I forgot who he lost to.
Was it Walker? Johnny
Walker.
Yeah.
He's been fucking beasting, man. I didn't think much of the guy because he's goofy.
Yeah.
But he's a future contender, man, so maybe Khalil just ran into the wrong dude.
Yeah, exactly. I can't really knock on the dude for losing to fucking Johnny Walker, that freaking nation.
We don't know how good Johnny Walker is yet. I mean, so far, he's been fucking unstoppable, man. Or he's just landing the right shit at the right time. Them fucking knees coming up at the right time. But he seems to be pretty well-versed big guy that can... The big thing for John... I didn't mean to veer off, but the big thing for Johnny Walker is, man, he's super athletic for that size. And he's a lot
very
big,
John Jones.
Exactly.
Reach.
He's got the same type deal going on. I don't think he's got the same type skill set. But
remains to be seen.
That's what I'm saying. He could be the next guy. So it might not be too much off of him to have lost that. Eric's got some losses in the UFC as well. He's also got some pretty big wins. I think he got, who was it that he fought? Machida? I feel like he got dicked out of that fight. I feel like he beat up Cheetah.
Yeah. To get back on track real quick on Roundtree, he has impressed me with his win over Gokhan Saki, which was his fight before.
Right before Walker.
Before Walker, he made quick work and kind of stole his spotlight there in the light heavyweight division, and he got avoided the Bear Jew like rather violently in the first round. He got him out. That was his fight before that. So like Khalil fucking brings it, and your boy just goes in there, bangs. I think he's got a little bit better chin. But man, this fight right here, I'm excited about. This is going to be a first round finish, probably. My call. I don't know who. I would like to see Khalil win, but if I had to bet money on it, your boy might be the winner here.
I feel like your boy's been facing a little bit better competition, but he's actually on a little bit of a losing streak. He's lost 2, and then he lost that bullshit decision to Lyoto. He beat Tim Williams, but that was a close fight against a guy. He was the biggest favorite on that card. Mm-hmm. I remember that card vividly. He was the biggest favorite, and then he kicked him in the fucking face, and like, it wasn't illegal. Dude had his hand like this, dude.
Yeah.
And like, here comes Eric Anders with that big ass leg, former Alabama football player, about to kick you full force in the face.
Shit.
Oh shit, dude, when somebody shouted you out, man.
What up, what up, what up?
But
Henry, salute, man.
But have you ever seen that? If not, I'm gonna pull it up after the podcast where he fucking throws the foot at his face. It's kind of a funny.
Are you talking the Thiago fight?
Tim Williams.
Tim Williams.
Thiago Santos is just a hoss, man. I like him. I think he loses to John Jones, but he's a bad man. Anybody's got a hammer like that tattooed on their chest.
Yeah, bro.
Not somebody you want to fuck with.
That's rightfully he's going to be the next challenger for the belt.
But I like this. I mean, I think both guys are super athletic. I honestly feel like Khalil might take it, man. I feel like he might as well take it, man.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he's the underdog in that one. Actually, no. I think I bet on your boy. So I'm not going to go against my bet.
You're like, hold up. Who would I go put my money on?
Yeah, I think I did bet on your boy. I guess my thought process then was he's faced a better competition. I put a lot on it, that's for sure. I think I did bet on your boy
though. Right on. Another fight that's gonna be a banger. We got a lot riding on this because we're fellow countrymen, Ukrainian Nikita Krylov is fighting Ovin St. Preux, aka the OSP.
Hey, this is the second fight I'm most excited about, man. This is the second fight I'm most excited about because me and CJ got a side bet, and like you said, man, gotta represent the Ukrainians.
Yeah, and I mean, this ain't just about a country thing. He's exciting. He fucking has knockout finishes, submission finishes.
They both do, man.
He's reckless. Shit, it's gonna be a great fight.
That OSP choke he does. I mean, both these guys are finishers, man. That, like me and Demo before the podcast, but we kind of just shoot the shit. We try not to talk about what we're going to talk about here on air. But Nikita, he's a fun guy, man. I remember when he came into UFC, he was a heavyweight fighting the Hulk Sao Paulo, and his nickname was the real Al Capone. How cool is that, man? Maybe just me that wears turtlenecks and shit thinks that's the coolest thing ever. But
I thought it was like funny, haha. But I was like, yo, that's terribly comical.
The real nickname. He's changed it since.
Yeah, to the minor to kind of represent where we come from.
Sure enough, I bet on Eric Anders at minus 190. So, maybe I just talked myself into Khalil or something. Or maybe that blunt did a little something.
Hey, maybe.
Because I'm sure it's a good thing I didn't go like bet on Khalil real quick. I've done that. I've done that before. Well, I have like one on one guy, the other bet on the other guy. Like, how the fuck that one must have been high as hell.
Yeah.
It's never good.
Either way,
you want to bet on
money back.
The goal is to bet on one winner.
Yeah, for sure.
Both guys can actually get a draw, but that's
And then you lose.
slim. Yeah, then
Well-
you. Well, no, you just get your money back. They're both
On both ends?
pushes, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So who you got on this one?
Look at the name in the comment.
Y'all are trip. Who you got on this between Nikita and
do the bad hammer.
do the band hammer? Do the hammer.
Anybody
Do the
that
band
uses
hammer.
a fag or retard word.
Alright, so
Typically it's a bad hammer around these parts.
this isn't the type of shit we can get down with.
Yeah, I don't even try to do back and forth.
So who you got between Nikita and OSP, man?
I
I kind of feel like I know the answer here.
Yeah, I put a 20 spot on Nikita because CJ's a Tennessee guy, you know, he's big on OSP. I'm not huge on Nikita. I know his limitations, you know what I mean? But he's a fun fighter, and like, I kind of, I told him when me and CJ were talking about, you know, our side bet on this fight, I told him, I was like, I bet the fight's pretty even money. Sure enough, man, I went and checked it. It was minus 115 to minus 115. That's about as even a fight as it gets. You kicked it out when you did.
Just ignore this fucking.
Oh, you never booted him?
I gotta get on there to do it. Because for some
Lord.
reason, this motherfucker's not even showing up in the chat. He's like a fucking stealth troll. This motherfucker's got a whole. Anyways, Nikita and OSP is pretty much even money on both of them, even action.
Yeah, you don't see lines that even every day, man. Good fight. So, my prediction. With that being said, my prediction is Nikita. I obviously bet on him. I think he had. Who did he fight in his last fight? He fought a fucking hammer in his last fight.
Ooh, why the fuck not pull it up? I don't remember. I smoked too much.
Yeah, I've been working.
Jan Blachowicz.
Oh yeah, Blachowicz. So I mean,
Blaka.
I'm not shocked that he lost that fight, man. And I think Jan is a little bit better than OSP, but OSP's good, man. OSP's got a great submission game, and I don't know, man. What I was surprised to see when they faced off was Nikita's in better shape than OSP. I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of expecting OSP to have a little size advantage on him. You know?
I got you. I'm gonna try to be unbiased here. I think Nikita's a little bit younger, but he fights reckless and sometimes not the most intelligent. You know, he takes a lot of risks, and I'm just hoping, I got my fingers crossed, he doesn't get caught in that choke, because he's been caught in submissions before. Like his last fight, Jan Blachowicz got him in the second round with arm triangle.
That choke is the Von Flue choke, right?
Yeah.
He has his own variation of it.
Well, here's the thing. He's been more successful with it than Von Flue, so why not at this point call it the OSP choke? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's really fair. Take the original's name like that.
Or the Ezekiel choke is now the Olenek choke because, Olenek has gotten it off more times than Ezekiel has in real legit competition.
That's jiu-jitsu.
I don't remember what Ezekiel competed in.
Adesanya and Holloway. Good picks. I think Kelvin and Holloway. So.
Okay.
Good picks.
I got
Anybody
Gastelum
else
and
that
Holloway.
offers predictions, that's cool, man. We like hearing other people's predictions.
Shout outs to the chat,
We're-
except for the
we're-
trollery.
It is what it is, man. If you don't got haters, you ain't winning.
There you go.
Why do you think Adesanya, what kind of advantages do you think Adesanya holds over a Gastelum? I'm just curious. Go on, we'll just keep it rolling.
I wanted to ask you, there's a couple of bangers like on the prelim card. What is like one under the radar fight that you're looking forward to that's not part of the main card or the fights that we've talked about so far?
That's on the main. Number 2. It's on the main.
You can talk about that one.
I think like Wilson Hayes, Alejandro Pantoja. That's a fun fight, man. 2 high-level black belts in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
2 Brazilian guys. Hayes has been around forever. And he even challenged for the belt. I believe against TJ. Whenever it was TJ a champ.
Right on.
And Pantoja has been kicking ass since he got in the UFC pretty much.
Hey, flyweights are still getting fights.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yo, what's up, Bobby?
Oh, good to see you, brother.
Chilling in the lobby. Posted up.
That's the one I remember shooting the ones, man. I always remember him, man.
That's right. That's right.
Kind of dope.
For me, I got two, and it's not really fair, but I'm gonna sneak. There is one fight that my boy Bobby put me on. I gotta sneak it in. I gotta sell it to you.
That's cool because I probably had two also. If you don't name them, let me see which two you got.
I got Bilal Muhammad and Curtis Millender. That's gonna be a banger. Both of them are tough grinders. Good wrestling. For a prelim, this is gonna be a good scrap right here.
That was actually the one I was thinking, man. That is a dope fight. Bilal Muhammad, remember the name. He's a good fighter. Milner's really good too, but he lost really recent. So it's interesting to see how he bounces back. You remember who he lost to?
No.
Let me see real quick. Elias. Oh yeah, that highly ranked.
Yo, what's up, Mike?
Fella. They'll probably be challenging for the belt real soon too. Zaleski. If not, he'll be number one contenders fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, he got kind of beat up and choked out real
Zaleski,
quick.
that's the dude, the capoeira.
Yeah, capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah, he's still in fights, throws a lot of capoeira shit, man. He's quite the interesting cat. I think that's how he beat Curtis. He overwhelmed him, but before that, I mean, Curtis been around the block, man. Curtis used to fight for Bellator. I remember seeing him back then, even when Ricky was fighting and Curtis was in it, you know?
Yo, real solid fight, man. I like this one. And then here's the one that you don't know nothing about. And I didn't know nothing about this one either, but this cat right here, we got to put some respect on this name. Randy the Zohan Costa. Check me out, okay? He's 4-0.
First fight on the card.
First fight on the card. I usually don't even watch the first one.
Don't fuck with the first. Yeah, man.
Trying to get your mind right? Yeah.
I think we finna get on another two, brother.
We just finished up another blunt. Do you want to roll another blunt or you want to do a couple of bongarooskies?
Blunt's easier to talk to the people.
True, but we're about close to wrapping this thing up.
So maybe just wait it up.
Yeah.
Hit the bone.
There you go. Let's do it. That sounds like a reasonable proposition for you.
We are kind of getting to the end.
But let me tell you about this cat, Randy Costa, aka the Zohan. We gotta mention him, okay?
Yeah, is there much footage out on him?
Not much footage.
He hasn't fought much.
But this dude has not gone out of the first round. All of these fights have been finishes, knockouts.
Yeah, like a minute, right?
Like 13 seconds, one of them. Like this dude is legit, and he
comes to finish.
He comes to finish for sure. He fights out of Joe Lozon's and Dan Miller's camp, so he's got a legit camp behind him. And
I mean, he got 2 years.
The dude has got one of the best nicknames, hands down. The Zohan. I mean, you can't fuck with the Zohan, okay? The Zohan War Train is real here at Shoot the Ones. DIMtv is ready to see the boy Zohan win, and I'm actually gonna watch the first fight of the prelims. Hey.
I bet him, but I don't know. Brandon Davis ain't bad. It might be a good fight, to be honest. Pretty even, close money, I think. What was the other fight? Oh yeah, the other fight I want to talk about a little bit was Alan Jaboyan versus Dwight Grant.
Okay.
I think that's kind of a dope fight, man. Alan Jaboyan. I mean, just because they're two finishers, like none of them really have any submission wins. All of them, like most of the wins, like 3/4 for Jaboyan. About almost all of Dwight Grant's wins have come by knockout.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like this is going. I mean, if somebody really lands in this one, they're gonna turn the other one's lights out. And I don't know. I feel Alan Jaboyan's kind of looked a little bit better recently. Dwight Grant, he come into the UFC, he's had 2 fights. He lost his first one. It's a pretty weak decision. I mean, not weak like he shouldn't have lost, but he should have lost to the guy that he lost to. Like the decision was accurate. Right. You know what I mean? The judges scored the fight right, but he lost to Zach Attal. Tough loss. That might have been UFC jitters because he came and beat Carl Pederossi Jr.
He's Dana White's Contender Series prodigy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where he got that finish. Which is pretty impressive. Do you have a prediction here?
Yeah, I think Jaboyan. But Jaboyan, he can get kind of reckless. So there's a good chance for an upset. But I think Dwayne. I mean, he's the slight favorite, minus 160. So it's gonna be pretty even fight. A lot of these fights are pretty even money.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go against you.
Dwight
here. Yeah, he's gonna get it done.
It's quite possible.
Via finish.
I mean, he does have a good hook, man, and he's finished a lot of guys. I think he's got eight wins about down. I thought it was clipped go down on face. I think he's got. Oh no, I want to see his wins by knockout. That doesn't say on this side.
Oh. Oh, I don't know.
He's got a lot of knockouts, is what I mean.
All right, here we go. So we appreciate y'all for dropping by. You bad motherfuckers. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Enjoyed it, man.
We hope to see
good
y'all
for Thursday. Good interaction. Oh, let's do some fan questions. I know that one guy said, well, not fan questions.
No. We're gonna see y'all at UFC 236.
No, I told him I'd answer. He said he thinks that Kelvin can't win because unless he gets his wrestling going, which I completely disagree with, man. I think if Kelvin lands well on Israel, I feel like a middleweight like that could turn anybody's lights out that division.
And we'll see what's gonna happen this Saturday with UFC 236 Fight Companion here at DIMtv. Me, your boy Zanya, Jiu Jitsu Man.
Yeah,
we'll see y'all there. Peace and one love.